Hey, seniors. Welcome to Senior Health Wisdom. Those healthy veggies might be killing you after 60.
As we age, the decisions we make at mealtime become more important than ever before. For seniors across the United States, picking the right foods isn't just about taste or convenience. It helps protect your heart, keep your energy steady, reduce inflammation, and support a strong immune system. However, there's one group of foods that still confuses a lot of folks: vegetables. That's right, veggies are often seen as healthy, but this fact might surprise many older adults. Not all vegetables are equally beneficial for seniors' health. In fact, there are some veggies that seniors should never eat because instead of helping, they can quietly worsen inflammation, spike blood sugar, interfere with medications, or cause digestive issues. On the flip side, there are veggies that seniors should eat regularly thanks to their powerful mix of fiber, antioxidants, and anti-aging nutrients. This video from NutriHub Bliss dives deep into both sides of the story: the 4 worst vegetables for seniors, which might do more harm than good, and the 4 best ones for senior nutrition that you should add to your weekly meals. Your weekly meals. If you or a loved one are over 60, this is information you can't afford to miss. We're not talking about extreme diet changes or cutting out entire food groups, just smarter veggie choices that fit seniors' needs to help protect your joints, brain, blood pressure, and long-term health. So, whether you're managing diabetes, high cholesterol, arthritis, or just wanting to feel more energetic and active every day, stick around. In this video, we don't just name these veggies. We explain why they're helpful or harmful, especially for folks in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Folks in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. And of course, we'll share the science behind these recommendations so you know it's not guesswork, but solid nutritional advice tailored for older adults. Let's take the first step together towards smarter eating for seniors. Because when it comes to veggies, it's not about eating more, it's about choosing better. The worst vegetable is canned corn. It's loaded with sugar that spikes blood sugar and can mess with your digestion. You might be surprised, but one of the worst veggies for seniors is something you often see in home stews, summer picnics, and even at senior care facilities: canned corn. While fresh corn can offer some fiber and antioxidants, canned corn is a whole different story, especially for senior nutrition. Yet, many older adults still eat it regularly without realizing it might do more harm than good. The issue is that canned corn isn't just a starchy veggie. It's a processed product packed with added sugar and sodium, 2 big enemies in a senior's diet. As we get older, our ability to regulate blood sugar weakens, and many seniors deal with prediabetes, full-blown diabetes, or insulin resistance. Canned corn has a high glycemic index, meaning it spikes blood sugar quickly, especially when eaten in larger amounts or with other carbs. And when blood sugar surges, it doesn't just affect your energy levels. It can lead to belly weight gain, worsen inflammation, and cause long-term heart issues. And let's not forget about digestion. Seniors often have slower bowel movements and are more sensitive to certain fibers. Corn, especially canned, has insoluble fiber that can ferment in the gut and cause bloating, gas, or constipation, issues that many seniors face every day. What's more, many canned veggies, including corn, are packed in cans with BPA, which can affect hormone balance and kidney function over time. And then there's the sodium. Just half a cup of canned corn can have over 300 milligrams of sodium, which doesn't sound like much until you remember many seniors are on meds for high blood pressure, heart failure, or kidney disease. Excess sodium can cause fluid buildup, raise blood pressure, and add strain to an already taxed circulatory system. For a group where every heartbeat counts, this is one veggie seniors should steer clear of, or at least approach with caution. Take Clementine Nash, for example, a 72-year-old retired art teacher living in Flagstaff, Arizona. For years, Clementine thought she was doing right by swapping fast food for healthier canned options, especially canned corn, which she used in everything from soups to salads. But she couldn't figure out why her blood pressure stayed high, why her ankles kept swelling, or why her energy dipped after lunch. During a routine checkup, a nutritionist reviewed her food journal and immediately flagged her frequent canned corn intake. Clementine was stunned. After all, it was just a vegetable. But after switching canned corn for fresh steamed green beans and roasted zucchini, two veggies much better suited for senior nutrition, Clementine saw significant improvements. Her blood pressure stabilized, her bloating went down, and she even lost 4 pounds in a month without trying. More importantly, she felt less sluggish and more in control of her meals. The second worst vegetable is raw cruciferous veggies, a potential threat to thyroid health and nutrient absorption. It might sound shocking, especially given their reputation, but some cruciferous veggies when eaten raw are on the list of ones seniors should avoid, or at least handle with care, including raw broccoli, raw kale, raw cauliflower, and raw Brussels sprouts. Though they're packed with nutrients, antioxidants, and fiber, they can quietly impact thyroid function, digestion, and nutrient absorption, especially for seniors. Let's start with the science. Cruciferous veggies contain compounds called goitrogens, which can inhibit thyroid function when consumed in large amounts, especially in raw form. For younger folks with strong endocrine systems, this might not be a big issue. But for seniors, many of whom already have sluggish thyroid function, slower metabolism, or are on thyroid meds, raw goitrogens can make things worse. They interfere with the body's ability to absorb iodine, a key mineral for producing thyroid hormones. Without enough active thyroid hormones, seniors might start feeling more tired, gain weight easier, or even develop symptoms like depression and sensitivity to cold. Now, add in the digestive problems. Raw cruciferous veggies have high levels of insoluble fiber and complex sugars like raffinose, which can be tough on an aging gut. This often leads to bloating, gas, and discomfort, symptoms that many seniors already struggle with due to slower digestion or underlying gut issues. Cooking these veggies softens the fiber and reduces the impact of these sugars. But when eaten raw, they can pose a real challenge for a senior's digestive system. And there's more. Some studies show that goitrogens in raw cruciferous veggies can also weaken the body's ability to absorb calcium and iron, two essential minerals for seniors. As we age, bone density naturally drops, and absorbing iron gets harder, especially for women over 60. So, while raw kale salads and green smoothies might seem trendy and healthy, they could backfire if seniors consume them too often without proper preparation or balancing their diet. To illustrate this impact, meet Wallace Trentham, a 75-year-old retired jazz pianist from Grand Rapids, Michigan. After reading some health blogs, Wallace decided to go green and replaced his usual breakfast with smoothies made of raw kale and broccoli. Within 2 months, he started feeling cold in his hands and feet, constantly tired and mentally foggy, symptoms he initially chalked up to aging. But blood tests showed low thyroid hormone levels and early signs of iron deficiency. When his doctor reviewed his new diet, the culprit was clear. His daily raw veggie intake was way too high without balancing or cooking it properly. When Wallace switched to lightly steaming his veggies and adding iodine-rich foods like seaweed and eggs to his diet, his symptoms began to improve. His energy returned, his hands warmed up, and his test results went back to normal after a few weeks. Now he still enjoys cruciferous veggies, but always cooks them lightly and never uses raw ones as a meal replacement. The third worst vegetable is eggplant, a nightshade that can inflame joints and worsen arthritis in seniors. Picture a beautiful purple veggie. When you think of eggplant, most people picture a beautiful purple veggie, often grilled or used in Mediterranean dishes like ratatouille or eggplant parmesan. But many seniors don't know that eggplant is part of the nightshade family, which can quietly cause inflammation and worsen joint pain, making it one of the worst veggies for those with arthritis, gout, or chronic pain. Nightshade veggies, including eggplant, tomatoes, bell peppers, and white potatoes, contain a natural compound called solanine. While solanine isn't dangerous in small amounts for most people, it can exacerbate inflammation in sensitive individuals. For seniors dealing with osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, or stiff joints, this can increase pain, trigger flares, and reduce mobility, often without an obvious cause. Many don't realize that the food on their plate is part of the problem. Eggplant, in particular, is a common culprit because people often eat the skin, where solanine is most concentrated. For some seniors, even moderate consumption can lead to swollen joints, stiffness, or fatigue, especially in the hands, knees, and lower back. Consider the case of Ramona Delaney, a 70-year-old retired librarian living in Providence, Rhode Island. Ramona always took pride in her healthy lifestyle. She cooked her own meals, walked daily, and stuck to a mostly plant-based diet. But as she entered her 70s, she noticed her arthritis flaring up more, especially after certain meals. Her fingers swelled more in the mornings, and her knees ached after dinner, even though she hadn't overexerted herself. After keeping a food journal, Ramona and her rheumatologist spotted a surprising pattern. Her symptoms consistently flared up after eating eggplant dishes, especially her favorite grilled eggplant panini and veggie lasagna. Out of curiosity, she cut eggplant from her diet for a month, and the results were amazing. Her morning stiffness eased, her joint mobility improved, and she even slept better at night because she felt less discomfort. Eggplant isn't all bad, but it's one veggie seniors should avoid or monitor closely if they're living with joint pain. That's because seniors often have a weaker immune system and less tolerance for compounds like solanine, which might not bother younger folks much. The fourth worst vegetable is raw spinach, a nutritional paradox that can affect medication absorption and mineral uptake. Calling raw spinach one of the worst veggies for seniors might feel like a crime. After all, it's long been seen as a symbol of strength and health. To raw spinach, especially for seniors who are. But when it comes to raw spinach, especially for seniors on medications or with low calcium or iron, this leafy green can do more harm than good. It's a perfect example of how a superfood can quickly become a problem, depending on your body's needs. The issue with raw spinach lies in two main compounds, oxalates and vitamin K1. Let's start with oxalates. Spinach has extremely high levels of oxalates, natural substances that can bind to minerals like calcium and iron in the digestive tract, making them harder to absorb. For seniors already at higher risk for osteoporosis and anemia, this can lead to declining bone density, fatigue, and even brittle nails or hair loss over time. It's frustrating because you might think you're doing your body a favor with salads and green smoothies, but those nutrients might never make it into your bloodstream. More importantly, raw spinach has very high levels of vitamin K1, a nutrient that plays a key role in blood clotting. While vitamin K is essential in moderation, it becomes a serious concern for seniors on blood thinners like warfarin or Coumadin. These meds work by reducing the body's ability to form clots, and high vitamin K can counteract that, potentially leading to clots, strokes, or unstable INR levels. It's important to note that this risk doesn't apply to all seniors, but for those treating heart conditions or atrial fibrillation and taking blood thinners, raw spinach is one of the top veggies to avoid or consume in controlled portions. Even an innocent spinach salad can throw off your blood test results and carefully calibrated med doses for weeks. To see how this plays out in real life, meet Neville Byrne, a 79-year-old retired aircraft mechanic living in Bakersfield, California. Neville had been on blood thinners for nearly a decade after a mild stroke, and his doctors were happy with his stable condition. But recently, his INR levels for monitoring clotting started fluctuating wildly. Doctors suspected a drug interaction, but Neville hadn't changed anything except one thing. He had joined a local superfood smoothie club with his granddaughter and was drinking green smoothies with raw spinach every morning. After they removed the raw spinach smoothies from Neville's diet, his INR levels returned to normal, and his doctors breathed a sigh of relief. Neville was surprised and a bit disappointed, but he switched to lightly sautéed spinach instead, which reduced both the vitamin K and oxalate levels, Cooking spinach not only improves the bioavailability of minerals, but also makes it safer for those on medications. The lesson here: raw spinach is nutritious, but for seniors, it's a tricky food that needs careful preparation. It's one of those veggies that looks totally healthy on the surface, but can interfere with the meds protecting your heart and brain. The number one best vegetable is beets, a natural energy booster for circulation, blood pressure, and brain health in seniors. Out of all the veggies seniors should eat, there's one humble root that stands out for its special ability to support an aging body: beets. Whether roasted, steamed, or blended into smoothies, beets deliver a powerful nutrient punch that directly supports some of the most pressing health issues for seniors, like poor blood flow, high blood pressure, cognitive decline, and inflammation. So, what makes beets one of the best veggies for seniors? First, beets are rich in a natural compound called nitrates. Once consumed, nitrates convert to nitric oxide in the body, a molecule that helps relax and widen blood vessels, improving blood flow and lowering blood pressure. For seniors, whose arteries often stiffen with age, this effect is especially beneficial. Eating beets or beet juice daily can significantly improve vascular flexibility and ease the burden on your heart. Some studies show that seniors who eat beets regularly can substantially lower systolic blood pressure, reducing the risk of stroke and heart attacks. Beets also have strong anti-inflammatory properties thanks to compounds like betalains and plant nutrients that fight oxidative stress. Chronic low-grade inflammation is a silent driver of most age-related diseases, from joint pain and diabetes to heart disease and cognitive decline. Adding anti-inflammatory veggies like beets to your diet can help tame this internal damage and support long-term recovery. But the benefits don't stop at the heart. Beets also support brain health, a big concern for many seniors. Seniors who eat beets regularly have better blood flow, especially to the frontal lobe, the brain area responsible for memory, decision-making, and focus. A study from Wake Forest University even found that drinking beet juice before exercise can enhance brain connectivity in older adults. This makes it an ideal veggie for those wanting to keep their mind sharp. Hear the story of Everett Bix Callahan, an 82-year-old retired jazz record producer from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. After experiencing dizziness and forgetfulness, Bix saw his doctor and learned he had stage 1 high blood pressure and early signs of cognitive decline. Determined to stay independent and active, he started daily walks and swapped his morning toast for beet smoothies with ginger, lemon, and a touch of honey. At first, he was skeptical. He had never even liked beets. But within a month, he noticed more energy, less dizziness, and better focus when reading or organizing his music collection. 3 months later, his blood pressure dropped 12 points, and his memory test stabilized. His doctor encouraged him to keep it up, and Bix now calls his beet smoothie his morning concert. Another often overlooked benefit of beets is their fiber content, which supports digestive health, something that often slows down with age. Beets promote regular bowel movements, ease mild constipation, and nourish beneficial gut bacteria, thereby boosting immune function and nutrient absorption. The second best vegetable is Swiss chard, a leafy green that strengthens bones and boosts immunity, perfect for seniors. Among the many leafy greens for older adults, Swiss chard is often overlooked. But if you're looking for a leafy green that provides a special mix of calcium, magnesium, potassium, vitamin C, and vitamin K, without the common drawbacks like high oxalates or gas, Swiss chard is one of the best veggies for seniors to add to your plate. Part of the cabbage family, Swiss chard is also known as Chinese cabbage. With its mild flavor, crisp tender texture, and versatility in soups, stir-fries, or steaming, it's easy to enjoy regularly. But what makes Swiss chard truly special is its unique blend of nutrients that directly support bone strength, immune health, and heart function, top priorities in senior nutrition. Let's start with bone health, a major concern for those over 60. As we age, our bones naturally become less dense. For women after menopause and men over 70, the risk of osteoporosis rises sharply. Swiss chard provides easily absorbed calcium, a key mineral for bone formation. Unlike spinach, which has oxalates that bind to calcium and block absorption, Swiss chard has low oxalates, meaning your body can actually use the calcium in Swiss chard. That makes it an ideal choice for seniors wanting to maintain bone mass or prevent fractures. But calcium doesn't work alone. Swiss chard also contains magnesium and vitamin K, both of which help regulate calcium storage in bones and prevent calcium buildup in arteries. This dual action supports both bone strength and heart health. A rare combination in one veggie. And then, there's the immune system. Swiss chard provides a hefty dose of vitamin C, a nutrient that plays a role in white blood cell production and immune response. For seniors with declining immune function, this can help protect against seasonal illnesses and speed up infection recovery. Consider the experience of Lenore Hightower, a 76-year-old retired music teacher from Spokane, Washington. After recovering from a minor wrist fracture from a fall, her doctor warned that her bone density was decreasing and advised her to boost her calcium intake. Lenore always disliked the taste of milk and worried about gas from dairy products. But a nutritionist introduced her to Swiss chard. She started adding it to chicken soup, stir-frying it with garlic, and even steaming it to go with grilled fish. Over time, she not only avoided the indigestion she got from other greens, but also began feeling stronger and more stable on her feet. Her next DEXA scan showed her bone density had stabilized. Her immune system seemed more resilient. She made it through flu season without a cold for the first time in years. The third best vegetable is green beans, a sweet, fiber-rich food that's great for blood sugar and digestive health. When thinking of sweet veggies, we often think of carrots or corn. But there's one little veggie that offers the perfect balance of natural sweetness and abundant nutrients, especially for seniors. That veggie is green beans, and it's absolutely on the list of ones seniors should eat regularly. What makes green beans one of the best veggies for seniors is their strong combination of soluble and insoluble fiber, plant protein, and their notable effects on blood sugar control, digestion, and heart health. Let's start with fiber. As one of the least consumed nutrients among seniors, green beans provide 7 to 9 grams of fiber per cooked cup, more than most other veggies. This fiber doesn't just keep things regular. It plays a key role in balancing blood sugar. Soluble fiber slows digestion, meaning the carbs in green beans are absorbed gradually, helping prevent blood sugar spikes. For seniors with type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, or metabolic syndrome, green beans are a safe, stabilizing food that supports steady energy without crashes. Meanwhile, the insoluble fiber in green beans acts as a bulking agent for the digestive system, promoting regular bowel movements and reducing constipation, a problem affecting nearly half of adults over 65. Better digestion also means better nutrient absorption, less bloating, and more comfort throughout the day. Beyond fiber, green beans have a surprising amount of plant protein, about 8 grams per cup, making them a great option for maintaining muscle mass in seniors. Muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, is a common aging issue that can lead to weakness, falls, and loss of independence. Adding protein-rich veggies like green beans to meals can help seniors stay strong longer. Hear about Fernald Fern Broderick, an 80-year-old retired forest ranger living in Helena, Montana. Fern was always active, but after a series of minor digestive issues and a prediabetes diagnosis, he found himself feeling tired, irregular, and frustrated. He wanted to take charge of his health without strict diets or giving up his favorite foods. A nutritionist at his local clinic suggested a few smart changes, starting with adding green beans to his meals 3 times a week. Fern began tossing them into omelets, mixing them into soups, and even blending them for afternoon snacks. Within weeks, he noticed his energy returning and no more mid-afternoon blood sugar dips. His digestion improved, and he didn't need laxatives to stay regular anymore. His next A1C test showed a slight but significant drop in blood sugar. Fern now calls green beans his little green guardians. Green beans are also rich in antioxidants, including flavonoids and polyphenols, which reduce inflammation, a major driver of chronic diseases in seniors. They're also a good source of vitamin K, manganese, folate, and vitamin B1, supporting heart health, strong bones, and cognitive function. The fourth best vegetable is Swiss chard, a leafy green that detoxifies, boosts immunity, protects eyesight, and supports aging organs. When it comes to picking the best veggies for seniors, few offer as much all-around protection as Swiss chard. Often overlooked in favor of spinach or kale, this colorful leafy green is a nutrient powerhouse and deserves a regular spot on every senior's plate. Swiss chard isn't just high in vitamins A, C, and K. It's also loaded with magnesium, iron, potassium, and plant compounds that support nearly every system in an aging body, from immunity and liver to vision and blood vessels. It's one of the rare veggies that's senior-friendly, especially for those focused on detoxification, immune boosting, and age-related vision loss. Let's start with its important role in detoxification and organ support. Swiss chard contains betalains, a group of natural pigments with detoxifying and anti-inflammatory properties. These compounds help the liver process and eliminate toxins more efficiently. For seniors whose organs slow down with age, supporting liver health through diet becomes crucial. Swiss chard also has a mild diuretic effect, which can help reduce water retention and support kidney function without stressing the system. Next, consider the immune health benefits. 1 cup of cooked Swiss chard provides over 40% of the daily recommended vitamin C, a nutrient that supports white blood cell activity and protection against respiratory infections. This is especially important for seniors, whose immune systems are less responsive and more prone to common colds, flu, and other infections. Alongside vitamin C, Swiss chard contains zinc and flavonoids that enhance immunity at the cellular level. But perhaps one of its most unique benefits for seniors is its effect on eye health. As we age, the risk of conditions like macular degeneration and cataracts increases significantly. Swiss chard is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids known to protect the retina from oxidative stress and filter harmful blue light. Regularly including Swiss chard in your diet can help slow vision decline and support clearer eyesight well into your 70s and 80s. Take Loretta Mayfield, an 84-year-old retired postal worker in Savannah, Georgia, as an example. Loretta noticed her vision getting blurrier over the past few years, especially when reading. She also dealt with slow digestion and recurring colds that took her longer to shake off. In a senior health class at her local community center, she learned about Swiss chard and its role in detoxification and eye function. Though skeptical, she was curious and added it to her meals twice a week, once stir-fried with garlic and lemon and another in lentil soup. Within 2 months, Loretta reported more regular bowel movements, fewer sneezing fits, and even said her vision was sharper and less strained after long reading sessions. Her eye doctor confirmed her eye pressure was stable, and her primary care doctor was pleased with her immune markers in the next checkup. As we get older, every meal isn't just a daily routine anymore. It becomes an opportunity to protect your health, support your energy, and extend your quality of life. And no food group impacts senior health quite like vegetables. But as we've seen in this video, not all veggies are created equal, especially for seniors. Some, like canned corn, raw cruciferous veggies, eggplant, and raw spinach, might seem harmless or even healthy, but they can quietly backfire, increasing inflammation, blood sugar, affecting medications, or worsening chronic conditions. These are veggies that seniors should avoid, maybe not forever, but definitely with caution and awareness. On the other hand, we've explored 4 fantastic nutrient sources that seniors should incorporate into their weekly meals: beets, Swiss chard, green beans, and Swiss chard. These are veggies that seniors should eat to improve blood flow, strengthen bones, enhance digestion, and boost immunity. They're versatile, easy to prepare, and backed by science for direct benefits to heart health, blood pressure regulation, brain function, and more. But here's the most important part. Eating healthy after 60 doesn't have to mean strict rules or major changes. It's about making smarter choices, one veggie at a time. You don't need to become a nutrition expert. You just need to pay attention. Listen to your body. Note how you feel after certain meals and choose foods that truly support your energy, mobility, and independence. Small steps like swapping canned corn for green beans or adding Swiss chard to your soup can lead to noticeable improvements in how you feel daily. At NutriHub Bliss, our mission is to help you not just age longer, but healthier, sharper, and more purposeful. So, if you found today's video valuable, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Which veggie on this list surprised you the most? What will you add or cut from your meals? And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends or family members on their journey to a healthier aging lifestyle. We're always here for you every step of the way with reliable advice, practical solutions, and motivation to live fully at any age.